Alright, so a while ago I made a video showing how to do curb nudges, and I put a fender on and I used my back foot up against the fender to shove the board over the curb. You know, that was back then when not a lot of people could do curb nudges, and there wasn't a lot of information out there on how to do them and how to do them consistently and properly. So, you know, eventually over time I improved it and I don't need the fender anymore, and I understand it better now. The more you understand it and the more you practice it, the better and higher percentage you'll get on when you're doing it. So the way that I used to do it was, before I really knew how, was I would put my board on the curb and I would try to de-weight the back foot and jump and hop and try to get the board over the curb. But that doesn't work. I'm gonna explain why that doesn't work. So I used to do something like this. I would get my board here like this, and I would just like hop my back foot. Let me do it again. I would do something like that, you know? And the problem with doing that is you might be able to get away with it on a small curb, if your timing is decent. But once the curbs start getting bigger, your timing has to get better, and at a certain point it's diminishing, where you're just not going to have as much success doing that. The reason for that is a lot of times your board is not going to get itself over the curb. You have to help it. And if your weight is on the nose and you're just hopping up and down trying to hope that the wheel goes over the curb and then you catch it eventually, it's gonna be a really low percentage. And the reason for that is your weight is on the front of the wheel. So that means the motor has to push the wheel over the curb, has to support your weight and all that stuff. So the trick to do it properly is you want to keep your weight back and over the wheel, and you want to use your front leg to kind of do like a side kick, a sliding motion over the curb. You want to nudge or shove your board over the curb. So, and you want to do it, so when you're approaching the curb, you're coming over here, you want to do it before your tire hits, because if your tire just hits like this, you can kind of do it, but it'll bounce off the curb a little bit like that, or it's a lower percentage. So if you get your pad, get it like right here, right about here, you want to get it on the curb, right? And you're going to get it like this, and you're going to use your front leg to do kind of a side kick motion to like basically shove, and then you want to de-weight your back foot if possible, but you don't necessarily always have to, but as long as you're leaning back over the wheel. But you want to use your front wheel or your front leg to shove the wheel over the curb like that, and then you're back to riding. So that's the trick, you know. You don't have to like slam it and thing. You just go boom, slide with your front leg in a side kick motion, get it over the curb, and then ride away. Something that helps me do it is when I'm approaching the curb, I'll take my front leg and tuck the knee inwards. So that way when I go like this, it gives it more of a sideways or a side kick motion. And that's what you're looking for. Don't lean forward. You want to lean back and over the wheel, and then kind of de-weight a little bit. You want to de-weight, so you're kind of doing this thing like this. Yeah, and that's about it. Yeah, and the more you practice it, the higher percent you're gonna get. And if you just follow these little tips, you're gonna succeed a lot quicker. You don't have to figure it all out like I did. So I'm gonna show you how it's done here. So yeah, it's simple as that. Boom. Make sure your knees tucked in. Make sure your knees tucked in this way. You don't have to. I mean, when you get better, you can relax. And another thing is, the more you bend your knees, the more power you're going to get in your shove, and the higher your percentage weight is going to be. Now, if it's curbs you're familiar with, you can get as lazy as you want to, but when you're out there in the street and you're trying to hit everything, like pop, 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 any curb you see that you've never seen before, the more you bend your legs, the higher your success rate is going to be. Just because you're going to get more power in your shove. You're going to be able to pow. Instead of here and you're getting a little bit, you're here, you're like boom, it's a good nice shove. So yeah, hopefully these tips help you, and good luck. Let me know how it works out for you.